Aho Minasan, Bloody Nux here, aka the Mad Dragon of LV1 Gaming, back with another review, and today we are here with Carimara, Beneath the Forlorn Limbs. Now, when a mystery presents itself, who are the people that you think of to solve it? A detective? Private Eye? Maybe the illustrious Sherlock Holmes himself? Maybe a psychic who can delve into the past and speak to the spirits? However, what if it was a mute halfling known as a Carimara? Well, in our Carimara review here, we're going to learn the very answers to that question. This setup may seem a little weird and leads into a uniquely creepy mystery that is all set to slowly unfold as you explore this very somber and muted world. Now, the question is it worth exploring? Or is it one to skip out on? Well, stick around and you'll find out. Now, there will be spoilers ahead, so this is your warning. Up with the story. The game starts off with a simple phrase: once upon a time. And from there we see our character, a Carimara, a mute being with unique magic, create cards of things seen to communicate. Here we find he answers the call of an old lady living out in the woods to help solve a mystery within her home. A voice that won't leave and allow her to sleep. She asks for help. It's up to us as the Carimara to help solve that request. And as we start to ask questions and delve deep into this mystery, what follows is more than just a simple, how do we silence the voice? It turns into the discovery of a tale of loss and pain. The old lady tells us there's a basement living within there's a spirit living within the basement. And once we go and speak to the spirit, they want to know who they are, what happened to them, and more of all, who killed them. This is how we learn that Violet, the old lady, as we ask him questions here and kind of delve deeper to help find the spirit know the answer to these questions, we learn more of Violet, the old lady, whose skill as an artisan in sculpting statues changed drastically as she now has taken up to knitting dolls. And as we dig even deeper, the reason for this change and the secret that she hides within her home starts to unravel as we find out the truth of her friend, Lavender. Once we find that, we learn of the grave that exists within the very, very hollow land right next to her. And find out that the spirit that haunts her basement is none other than her lost friend. A very good friend. We find out that her friend was actually killed as a prank by one of the vermin that live within the home known as a dormouse. And because of the revelation of Lavender's passing, this very village that exists nearby has come to blame her for the death of her closest friend. And in her pain and anguish, she took it out on the vermin. However, upon revealing this tragic fact and truth about Lavender's demise, we're able to bring her peace and set her free. And it was at that time she chooses to haunt and stay with Violet for the rest of her days. It's this very unique, creepy little story and the way it's presented that makes it so beautiful and yet heartbreaking at the same time. I was like, it's a tragic, happy ending and a really unique spin on the mystery game, right? Because you don't think that that's going to be the way that the story goes. It's always someone angry, someone upset, and it's usually the most obvious suspect. But in this case, the obvious wasn't the answer. And when we learned the truth about the suspect in question, we learned of an even deeper truth. The game, I gotta say that the visuals is absolutely somber, very simple. It's dark, it's muted, it's overly exaggerated, and it's unsettling, but it's not scary in the traditional sense. It's creepy, that's without a doubt. It's absolutely creepy because of that over exaggeration. However, it works for the game. Having that very muted look, that blocky angles, those dark black lines, it gives this uncharacteristically creepy feeling with the over exaggerated facial features of some of the characters. However, it is also because of these exaggeration that it brings out more emotion. The world is viewed in this almost bluish shade, purple, that not only allows it to be somber, but it also allows a sadness to show within, whether that's through viewing Violet or even Pansy the owl. Each character tends to stand out in this world because of this unique view. Now, as for the audio is probably the one point that I find to be a little lacking. While I understand that our character as the Carimara is a mute, the rest of the world doesn't have a lot of sound going for it. It's nice when it's there, but it's very minuscule at times. There's no words spoken, there's no noises outside of the grunts of both Violet and the owl that we meet. The music in the background is there, however, it's very soft, so it's hard to really build a nice atmosphere with it. Now, the world has the sounds. They do show nature being around, but because of how shallow and hollow it sounds, it's hard to acknowledge it at times. This takes away from the atmosphere that the game is trying to create. A little bit creepy, but also just kind of sad. And there's a lot of potential there that's kind of missed out because it's not as prominent as I would like. And lastly, for the gameplay, Carimara Beneath the Forlorn Limbs actually has a very, very simple premise in the way that the game plays out. Simply, you, as a Carimara, are mute. You're not able to talk. However, your magic allows you to create cards on things that you witness within the world as a way to communicate with those around you. And that adds into this way of viewing a mystery and everything else. Because of that, you are able to create cards of new things that you find, to ask new questions and expand the way you communicate with others. It allows for so much to be done as you find new items and ask new questions to learn more of the secrets that are there within the hut. Because of this very simple mechanic, it adds a very unique characteristic to the traditional view of a card game. And I like it because of the fact that it takes mystery and card game and puts it together in a very straightforward way that works and creates a truly unique experience for it. Overall, my time with Carimara Beneath the Forlorn Limbs was a very enjoyable one, and honestly, for such a very short experience, it is one I highly recommend, even for yourself. Whether you watch someone else or not, you absolutely should check it out and experience it in your own way. I was like, for a short experience like this, they're very unique, they're underrated, and absolutely worthy of so much more appreciation. As well as within the credits themselves, the dev has said that if this is a highly successful game as he hopes it to be, that he's hoping to make it episodic. So there's potential that we would actually see more episodes within this universe, more self-contained stories, and honestly, that in itself is worthy of so much more support. Now, if you wish to check out the game for yourself, it is available as of today on Steam, so make sure you go and check it out. And again, we also want to shout out and give an amazing thanks to the team over at Critical Reflex for the key. And if you enjoyed this review, please share it out, like it, and make sure everyone comes to check it out. And also check out here on our channel for all the other reviews that we've done recently. I was like, I hope y'all enjoyed this as much as I did, and I hope y'all are willing to check it out. But until next time, guys, I'm Bloody Knox. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And remember, you can always get your start here at level 1. Till then, peace out, and check you later, everyone.